All right. Today we're going to do and talk about Unna Boots. Unna Boots are usually done when people have cellulitis. There are other reasons for other skin infections, but usually what you will see in your career is cellulitis. It's a zinc wrap, and it helps to heal the skin. And cellulitis, of course, is an infection in the skin. I think we don't have it on mirrors. So we're going to show you how to put these on. We have a special technique that we use. Some other people do not use it. A lot of other people use just the spiral wrap, but you will see why we use this in the very end.
Oh, okay. So the supplies you'll need are the Unna Boots, which is the zinc oxide infused gauze, and a Curlex, and then you want an ace wrap. So go ahead and get your package open. This is zinc oxide. Like, I don't know if you ever saw people put very white, thick paste on their noses when they suntanned or anything like that. Or zinc oxide, what you put on babies' bottoms when they have a diaper rash. And you want to open up the roll, make certain that the edges are not folded over. And what you want to do is start on the top of the foot, and we're going to do our best to show you how this works. You want to get down to the base of the toes. You want to get down to the base of the toes.
Is that showing?
Yes, fairly well. And then when you come to the top of the foot, you want to fold this over, put a hand there, and take it and wrap it back over and under the foot, making certain that you try and keep it as wrinkle-free as possible. Now coming back to the front again, you want to fold this over and make certain that you keep it smooth, because if the patient has edema and you get double wrapped gauze, that adds extra pressure, especially with putting the ace wrap on, that adds extra pressure onto the skin. So we're going to zigzag back and forth. Now then, the heel. You want to be very careful with the heel. You want to get one run right down to the very base of the heel. I know I've got that roll in the way. Right down here. And when you do your next wrap after covering this area, you're going to want to bring it right up. You want those edges of the gauze to meet right here. And that is important for flexibility of the foot and for protecting the skin. Anytime there's edema, and when you put on dressings of the sort like this, if there is an open hole area, the edema over the course of the day, that's where the fluid is going to pooch out. It kind of creates kind of a extra balloon area, so to speak. So you want to go ahead and flip that back and bring it around again. It's hard. Because of the zinc oxide in here, it helps to kind of paste it to the skin. You want to make certain, though, that you're keeping it as smooth as possible. So make certain that you're smoothing things out. Come back around. Fold it back over. Come back around. Fold it back over. Come back around. Fold it back over. So you fold it back over on itself and go back around again. And just keep going back and forth that way. Now for this, we're gonna come, I'll do one more. Wrap.
Is it showing?
Is what showing? Oh, yes, it's showing if I get my arm out of the way, right? Okay. So we're only gonna come up this far. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. Sorry, we're having a tough time getting the angle. I'm hopeful that my arm was not in the way there. Okay, now then, you want to get a roll of the gauze. And you can take your gloves off if you would like to, because it does make your gloves, it does coat your gloves pretty good. I'm going to keep them on for the moment just because I'm going right up against the zinc oxide and I want to keep them for doing this whole process. Well, I'll get some new ones. So once again, you want to make certain that you have straightened this out so there's no extra thicknesses to create any sort of pressure on the skin. And with the gauze, you're going to do the exact same thing as what we did with the zinc oxide gauze. So zigzag back and forth. Karen's getting a firm abdomen with these stomach exercises. So bring it back around. Once again, keep the fold right, keep the area right here, cover it, but make certain that that's an area so that when Karen flexes her heel, you can see it opens up, but once she straightens her foot again, it should cover back up again. And that is showing me that it's not. So you want to make certain
The ace wrap will.
Yes. Yes, the ace wrap will, most definitely. You want to make certain that that is covered and protected. So once again, we go back and forth. Yep. This, you oftentimes have to hold a little more. The zinc oxide kind of sticks to itself. This wants to, it's softer, so it wants, and bouncy, so it wants to come off. So you zigzag back and forth. We're almost to the top. And getting down to the end of the roll, again, you want to make certain that you're pulling it all the way open so that you kind of have frayed ends there and bringing it around. Now then, we're going to place the ace wrap. And the ace wrap is kind of the glue that holds it in place. So we have the ace wrap with the Velcro on it, and that the Velcro, as you wrap it, you'll see it goes on top of each other and it helps to hold it in place. That's okay. So you want to start out, bring your ace wrap around, and you'll want to make certain that you cover up that Velcro strap and have it adhere to itself. Then bring it down to the foot here. Bring it on around. You want to make certain that you're covering that. Then you want to bring it up. You kind of start doing figure eights back and forth, up and down the leg. The reason for this is, thank you. The reason for this is it helps if you just wrap, do a spiral wrap all the way up. When the patient starts walking, it starts landsliding down. So you want to continue to do a bit of the figure 8. When you get to the end, go ahead and attach that to the rest of the ace wrap there.
And you'll see that we have kind of a zigzag pattern running here, and that tells you that you have it wrapped correctly. If you just go spiral like it is kind of down here when we get to the foot, then it will not stay up on the leg. It will come down unless you tape it, but we try to stay away from tape.
Yes.
Also the stretch. So as far as the stretch goes on any ace wrap, is you might want a 25% stretch, but you don't want 100% stretch. If you stretch at 100%, then it's going to be really tight on the leg, and then you're going to cut off circulation. When you break this heel open, you can check for perfusion just like you would a cap refill, the same with the toes. So don't wrap it too tight, but don't wrap it too loose. It's going to be kind of a guessing game in the beginning,
Yes.
but you don't want 100% stretch and you don't want 15%. You want around 25 to 30% stretch, which means it's about 20 to 30% longer when you stretch it. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yes.
All right.
So it's nighttime now. You're putting your patient to bed and you need to take this off. I'll just reiterate again. Make certain after you have done your wrap, these will tighten up more. So you really want to check perfusion in the toes. You want to pinch the toe gently, but release and see if checking capillary refill, does the toenail bed pink back up again? Yes, it does. You can also feel for a pulse. However, if the patient has a lot of edema, that's difficult to do. But definitely checking cap refill on the toes is very important. So this is kind of fun.
So I'm going to scoot down.
Okay.
You get that end, and I'm going to film up here.
Okay.
Tell me if it works.
I think so. So this is the fun part.
This is why we do it the way we do it.
Absolutely. So the ace wrap, I always like to start unrolling it a little bit and attach it to the other, or it's just going to keep grabbing and getting in your way. But go ahead and unroll the ace wrap. Unwrap the ace wrap, I guess I should say, versus unroll. If the ace wrap is soiled or stained, of course, you would want to immediately throw it away. Oftentimes when patients have cellulitis, there is a lot of drainage, so you're going to find, a lot of drainage that can be on these wraps sometimes. Sometimes at the facility, especially if the patient's losing a lot, they'll ask you to just rinse out the ace wraps and hang them over the shower rod so they can be reused if they still have stretchy in them and everything. But anyhow.
Is it still showing right?
Excuse me?
Is it still showing right?
Yes, yes. So here comes the fun part. So the reason for why we flip it over and go back and forth, this skin, when patients have cellulitis and edema, this skin is very fragile. You're going to see blisters. You're going to see oozing. Sometimes there's so much edema in the legs that literally the fluid will start coming out the pores of the skin. You'll look at the skin and assess them and not really see any holes. It will literally come out the pores because those are already holes in our skin, so to speak. So it will literally ooze out of there. So you have to pay attention and be very careful. You don't want to just